What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Maverick Raven coming at you with another video, and I promised this one in my last video with the Atomic Dommy versus You reaction, and here it is, you guys. There's never been a better time for Boondock Saints 3, but I'm still terrified. I gotta agree with Miss Angel Shaw. If I'm using the incorrect pronouns, I'm kind of sorry. I'm kind of not. It is what it is. Because I don't mean anything by it. Not really. But yeah, man. So Angel Shaw wrote this piece, and I gotta agree with her, dude. Like, or them, or whatever. I gotta agree with her, dude, because I want there to be a Boondock Saints 3 so bad, dude. I want it to be like, but I want it to be good, you know? And I'm not with the bandwagon. I thought Boondock Saints 2 was great. I thought it was great. Even the part that I originally was like cringe with, which is when Nikki, what's her name? The chick from Dexter, bro. I can't believe that I'm losing her name right now. When she had that scene in the skyscraper where she was all alone and she was just like a cowgirl, like Annie Oakley, because apparently her character was a sharpshooter, and she does all those tricks with the revolver. Damn. I don't remember what her name is now, man. Oh, I'm very sorry. Because she's awesome, dude. She's awesome in that movie. Even her accent, which a lot of people were like, was cringe. I enjoyed. But yeah, man, there's never been a better time for Boondock Saints 3. Freaking, what, 15 years after Boondock Saints 2? Ugh. And it was supposed to start shooting, I think, 2 years ago in May. But, you know, it's been in development hell. So, we're going to get into this article. It's from Screen Rant, so, But before we do, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, you guys. That really helps out the channel. We'd love for you guys to be members of the flock. The air is for everyone. Flock for life, man. For life, for real. Because you know that I try to keep you guys happy. Now, that being said, happy Father's Day to all the real fathers out there. Gonna keep it 100. We need more for real fathers. Now, it says, the Boondock Saints 3 is finally happening at the perfect time, too. But that doesn't do much to quell my fears. You know why I was afraid? Because they said that it was going to be the Boondock Saints against politicians. Which I was like, oh, no, it's going to be woke. It's going to be trash. Half the country hates the woke bullshit. And then like another quarter or another third don't want it at all either because they're sick of it. They just want good movies, good stories, you know. And I think even people on the left are getting tired of the wokeness, man. I really do. But maybe not, you know. It says the upcoming threequel has been a long time coming, with the last movie in the franchise, The Boondock Saints 2, All Saints Day, released in 2009. Damn, 15 years ago. I remember when it came out, I didn't even know it was going to come out. It just came out and I was like, ooh! I was giddy, man. I'm still giddy now that they're announcing this. Boondock Saints 3 seemed to be in development hell, but after all this time, this could be a good thing. The film has never had a better chance of success, but given the cult classic status of the original 1999 movie, I'm still worried about how a new installment could damage the franchise. Yeah. Angel's right, dude. Angel's right. The original Boondock Saints movie was released in 1999 and told the story of Connor and Murphy McManus, two Irish Catholic twins. They're the twin brothers, who believe God has ordained them to purge Boston of its most despicable criminals. Dude, that is such a good thing to talk about too. Did God give the two boys, the ability and permission to do what they're doing? Because if you look at the first one and the second one, really, everything had to have worked out exactly like it did. Even with Paul Smecker getting drunk that day and then, you know, drunkenly crawling his ass into the church and the boys just happened to be there with Rocco being there. I mean, bro, everything had to happen for a reason. Yeah, we could say, oh, well, it's in the script. But yeah, of course, they're all in the script, bro. That's like a really nihilistic way of looking at it. The fact remains that it seems like God put them up to it, you know what I'm saying? Like they were fed up. They knew what, you know, what the score was, and when God came around, they you know, and knocked on the door, they were like, all right, we're good with it. And it's gangster, bro. It's a gangster movie. I love the movie, man. It's definitely one of my favorite movies of all time, right up there with like Con Air and Armageddon. The Vigilante film performed abysmally at the box office thanks to its minimal theatrical release. However, once the Boondock Saints was released on video, it slowly grew in popularity. Now, after a sequel in 2009, the Boondock Saints 3 finally has a script, and there is a lot counting. There's a lot counting toward the upcoming film's success. I don't know if that's right. Nostalgia and Norman Reedus' fame give Boondock Saints 3 great chances for success. Norman Reedus is more famous than ever. That is true, man. That is true. And he plays the more, I want to say, intense brother, in my opinion. He plays Murph as the more intense brother. But I still think that he's not the leading man. I think the leading man is my boy Connor over here with the Veritas on his hand, man. In the age of reboots and long overdue sequels, I'm not surprised that the Boondock Saints 3 has become a priority. The 1999 movie has that definite 90s indie action movie charm, and there's a lot of nostalgia surrounding such strange genre-twisting projects. Hollywood simply doesn't make movies like that anymore, which means audiences are all the more likely to fondly look back at movies like Boondock Saints. Ultimately, this means the threequel's chances of success are higher now than if the film had been released in the 2010s as initially planned. Cool. Of course, this isn't all that the Boondock Saints 3 has going for it. Reedus began playing Daryl Dixon in The Walking Dead shortly after the Boondock Saints 2 All Saints Day was released in 2009, and the zombie survival series elevated him to a new level of fame. Yeah, aren't they? Yeah, I was just about to say. Now he stars in the spin-off series The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon, as well as the 2024 movie The Bike Riders. Reedus is clearly in peak shape, and the confirmation that he and Flannery are returning for Boondock Saints 3 has guaranteed some interest in the upcoming film. Still, I have my concerns. I do too, Angel, and I'll tell you why. I have my concerns. Because, like I said, they said it was going to be politics. That it was going to be about politics. And it has not... Look, I like politics as much as the next politics nerd or whatever. I like politics, man. I think they're interesting. I think they've got a lot going for them. I think psychology has a lot to do with it. But bro, politics have nothing to do with the Boondock Saints, man. They're cleaning up the extreme side of the spectrum, the side of the spectrum that is filled with animals and monsters. It says quirky cult classics like Boondock Saints are difficult to reboot. It will be hard for Boondock Saints 3 to follow up on the original movie's strange comedic balance. That's true. That's true too, man. Especially if they don't have my boy Paul Smecker in there. What? Willem Dafoe? Guy's an amazing actor, bro. One of the best. Of our generation, for sure, one of the best. I'm as excited as anyone else to see Reedus return to his Boondock Saints role. He and Flannery certainly give the coming threequel a great chance of success, which could only be increased if Willem Dafoe was also slated to return. Gotta agree there big time, Angel. Gotta agree there big time. Oh, it's kind of funny that her name is Angel and she wrote this, isn't it? No, kind of ironic, I would say. However, the fact that the franchise has never performed particularly well worries me. When I first watched the 1999 film several years after 1999, I found the comedy and violence to be at a genius balance. However, it made sense to me that it took the movie a while to grow on audiences. The Boondock Saints is a truly weird film. The Boondock Saints needed some time to age before it could be fully appreciated, but this is a luxury that the coming film won't have. Yeah, that's true, man. That's true. There's a lot of pressure on nostalgic reboots and sequels to get it right, as audiences will be highly critical of whether or not the Boondock Saints 3 has managed to duplicate what made the original film work. Given the quirky nature of the original movie, the coming film is damned if it does and damned if it doesn't. That is so true, man. I was going to say that too. If it misses the mark, everyone will lose interest. However, if Boondock Saints 3 captures the original film's weirdness, it may take audiences time to get back in the groove. Yeah, but it's better than if they try to make something for 2024. Nobody wants that shit, bro. Nobody wants that shit. I'm worrying myself now. I am truly worrying myself at this point. If it misses the mark. Oh no, I'm sorry. However, if Boondock Saints 3, I apologize. Reedus has stated that Boondock Saints 3 will begin with a prison breakout, which is certainly promising for the threequel's promise of outrageous action. That should be done. That should be a lot of fun, man. I hope they get what's his name, Clifton Collins Jr. I think his name is. For Romeo, Romeo was awesome too, man. And I know that Billy Colony's, spoiler alert, El Duce is dead, bro. So they gotta figure out how they could bring in Billy Colony. I hope they do. I hope they do, because he's a big time star, especially overseas. Boondock Saints has never done well at the box office, but a failure now could still be dangerous. I'd hate to see the Boondock Saints tarnished by a failed threequel. Yo, crazy. The font they're using is crazy. Of course, if the Boondock Saints 3 fails at the box office upon its release, it would be right there with the rest of the franchise. Both the Boondock Saints and Boondock Saints 2 All Saints Day bombed with their theatrical releases. However, while the first film managed to find success later, the sequel has remained largely unpopular. All Saints Day was certainly weird, but it lacked the nuanced balance of the original. This is precisely why the Boondock Saints 3 has me so worried. If it is a box office and critical failure, it proves that the original movie was simply a fluke. Damn, I wasn't even thinking like that, but that's depressing. And then it says here the global box office gross for the first movie was $30,471, and for the second movie it was 10.6 million, 10.629 million. I would prefer to look back on the Boondock Saints with fondness rather than having two underperforming sequels weigh the story down. However, I can't help but be eager to see Reedus and Flannery return to their characters and know once and for all if there is a possibility of something as excellent as the 1999 action movie happening again. In the end, this is the dilemma of any reboot or distant sequel. There's that internal battle between wanting to leave well enough alone and or return to a loved story one more time. There's certainly a chance that the Boondock Saints 3 will be great, but I'm not sure the risk is worth it. She's right, man. I think she's right. And then I got over here, reveals how the Boondock Saints 3 begins, dude. After over a decade in development hell, the Boondock Saints 3 is finally happening. Norman Reedus, who co-led the previous two entries, recently teased what fans can expect when the long-awaited threequel finally hits the big screen. While speaking with Screen Rant to promote his upcoming movie, The Bike Riders, Reedus opened up about returning to one of his earliest roles, Murphy McManus, in the Boondock Saints 3. It's happening. There's sort of a rough outline of a script. The opening sequence, I think they're keeping from that rough outline because it's crazy. It's crazy. It's basically the boys breaking out of prison. That's how it starts. The first two Boondock Saints movies never shied away from going all out with their action sequences, something that Reedus suggests will not change despite the omission of franchise creator Troy Duffy as director. That's true, bro. Fuck, there's no Troy Duffy. But that's pretty much it, you guys. This just talks about how what happens in the first Boondock Saints movies. So we're not going to go into that. But that's the video, you guys. Please, like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. If you don't feel like it, that's cool too. I appreciate you hanging out with me this long and putting up with me this long. Tell me how you guys feel, man. This is gonna be a big deal, man. This is Boondock Saints 3. Tell me how you guys feel. For now, though, stay safe and stay based.